call the meeting to order. And before we get started, we have had a power outage and somehow the amplifier is not working correctly. So we're gonna ask everyone not to speak in your bedroom voices tonight. Please speak up so that we can understand and hear you. All right? So now we will begin with a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. Roll call, Mrs. Thompson.
Mayor Kindle,
Present.
Councilwoman Costantino,
Present.
Councilman Jenny,
He's excused, but we have to excuse him.
Councilwoman LaPratt,
Here.
Councilwoman Sawicki,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Williams,
Present.
Councilman Toussaint,
Present.
Acting City Manager Szymanski,
Here.
City Attorney DeWally,
Here.
Okay, I need a motion to excuse Councilman Jennings.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I'll offer the motion to excuse Councilman Jenny from tonight's meeting.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, I need approval of minutes. I need a motion.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I'll offer the motion to accept, receive, and file the regular city council meeting minutes held on April 21st, 2025, to receive and file the library board meeting minutes from November 21st, 2024, December 19th, 2024, February 20th, 2025, and March 20th, 2025.
Support.
Any discussion?
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I just wanted to make a note from the library minutes. It seems like there's a lot of little things going on with the library. And I think on our next budget, we need to consider that sometimes you just gotta fix a lot of stuff so it lasts. There's just a bunch of little things that are falling apart in the library that need repairing from the librarian's report or the head librarian's report.
Okay, but we are just here to approve their minutes right now.
I'm just making a note.
And I understand, but we need to stay in our own lanes instead of, speaking about something that we truly do not have any real control over. That is up to the board and the director. And then they bring it to us if they need our assistance, okay? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, this takes us to public comments on the agenda items only. So if you have anything that's a part of the agenda, you want to speak on it now, you can come to the mic and speak about it.
Mayor,
Yes.
I would like to offer or read a public comment submission. Last meeting, we approved some rules and regulations and policies regarding people with disabilities that couldn't attend the meeting, that we would read their public comment. So I am going to read the public comment from Mr. Charles Blackwell. Good evening. The City Council should replace City Attorney Sharon DeWally. She's incompetent and way past her prime as a respectable professional lawyer. The city needs better legal counsel. And Mayor, I have some comments I'd like to make regarding this. None of this is true. Ms. DeWally has won major litigation facing this city in the last couple of years alone. And maybe that prompts a remark like this. And she currently is handling and succeeding with several litigation matters now. This person only comes out at election time, Mr. Blackwell. Only comes out at election time. And maybe he just didn't have his coffee this morning. Or maybe he was coached by some professionals. I just can't believe somebody who was born to say comments like this. And Ms. DeWally, I hope you stay on in spite of all of this. Those are my remarks.
All right, are there any further comments or any response to this that anyone would like to?
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
I have a question. Normally, when we do public comment, both at call to the audience and at this point, we ask, for the residency of the person. Do we know where Mr. Blackwell is from? Is he from Harper Woods?
No, have no idea.
Oakland County somewhere.
He's from Oakland County?
Yes, ma'am.
Handy. Okay, thank you.
Madam Mayor,
All right, yes.
that public comment that I was just read, would it have been better at call to audience? Because that wasn't really a public comment on
Well,
the
he-
agenda item.
I thought so too.
He asked for it to be a public comment. If we have another one, and I'm assuming we're all going to get one at some point from this gentleman, we'll read it at call to the audience. Thank you.
From now on, it'll be read at the call to the audience and not as a public comment because that was not an agenda item.
So noted.
All right, I need a resolution for the consent agenda.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I'll offer a resolution to approve the consent agenda items 1 through 8.
Support.
Okay, any discussion?
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
I have two items. The first is from the accounts payable listing. It is our check number 132477. It says Third Monarch Strategies, Michigan Legislature, funding year 2026. And I just want to have that clarified for me. I know I'd asked about it once before, and so I didn't expect it to come around again, I guess. So I'm just curious as to what that is, and I would like just a little clarification on that. That's the first thing.
Okay, that's the person that we hired that is helping us secure funding for the new community center. He's moving up things on the legislative agenda, making partnerships across the aisle to secure funding.
All right, and that leads to my second question, which has to do with the community center. And I know Hannah Architects was here. If it wasn't the last meeting, it was the meeting before that. And they indicated that they are in a position to share their design with council. But I haven't seen anything yet, and so I'm hoping that we'll have an opportunity to see something soon, since they're at least 71% complete on design and 61% complete on consulting, according to Mr. Hinton in the minutes that we saw. So I'm just curious as to when we'll be able to see those designs. And in addition to that, since no construction is taking place yet, and I know that they will be supposedly observing and working with our subcontractors and this sort of thing to actually put this in, are we holding back any additional payment until construction starts?
No, we're going through the process of completing what's needed. The design, we will have a rendering shortly. It's in its final stages. The council will see everything that they need to see, the pictures, where we are, And I have full faith and confidence that we're going to have that very shortly.
Thank you.
Any further discussion?
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I see there's a letter here that we're paying the Helm and Pats a little bit late because of the county's CDBG allocations were delayed a little bit. Are we seeing any other delays in some CDBG money?
Okay, here, and I'll speak first, Ty, you can kind of finish it off here, but I want to say that the reason this payment was somewhat delayed is because the county reached out and said that they would be reimbursing us for the Helms payment, Pat's payment, the $16,000 and the $4,000. If we would have paid this a little bit earlier, we would have been out of the running, so to speak. So everything is kind of going on track, but Ty, why don't you elaborate a little bit more? You got to speak loud too, we don't have a mic.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. The county did not receive its 2024 allocation, which was supposed to have flowed as of July 1 of last summer. Because they had not met their 1-to-5 ratio that they needed to keep in order to keep the money flowing. I won't go into, unless someone wants me to, the technicalities of that, but they simply had the money held back. So we recently got notification that they now have the money, and we are in a position to pay pass and get reimbursed ourselves. That really is the long and the short of it.
Any further questions?
Yeah, Madam Mayor.
Yes.
To get reimbursed, is that something to be in this year or next year, or do we know?
Oh, we will get reimbursed this year. As soon as we pay pass, we will have the documentation that we paid them to then turn into the county through a voucher process and get reimbursed
Okay, just want to make sure it was this year.
this year, right. Actually, in a couple of months, if not sooner.
Any further questions? Okay. No further discussions, roll call vote, Ms. Thomas.
Councilwoman Costantino,
Yes.
Councilman Jenny, Councilwoman LaPrat,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sawicki,
Yes.
Councilman Toussaint,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Williams,
Yes,
and Mayor Kindle.
Yes. Resolution passed.
Resolution passed.
All right, thank you. This takes us to old business, and we had none. So it's new business, city manager's report.
Okay, item G1, public hearing for special assessment. Mayor and council, as scheduled, we will be holding a public hearing to hear public comment and input on the continuation of a special assessment district. I have attached here an information packet for your review outlining the necessity of continuing this special assessment district in order to move forward with levying the 17.5 mills, 8.75 mills for police, and 8.75 mills for fire to defray the cost and continue the maintenance of police and fire protection. For this portion of the agenda, only the standard motions of opening and closing the public hearing will be required. Mayor, a motion is recommended.
All right, I need a motion?
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
make the motion to open the public hearing on the continuation of a special assessment district.
support.
All right, support. All right. So, public hearing is open. If you have anything you wish to say, you can walk to the mic and identify yourself and begin talking.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
could we have the acting city manager explain what this is? I mean, I think most of us here are very familiar with it, but he did put a nice explanation in our packet, and I thought maybe it would be useful for the public.
Sure. This is, I want to say, a yearly, annual request from City Council. It is to help offset the cost of police and fire in this community. Initially, we were at 20 mills of taxation, 10 mills for the police, 10 mills for the fire. This year, we're dropping that millage rate by 2 mills. Last year, we dropped it by half a mil. We started out at 20. If council passes the resolution, we'll be at 17.5 mils. No cuts in service, no layoffs, no equipment shortages. Police and fire are going to be fully funded. Taxes are high in this community, and we're cutting them, and this is only the first step. You can expect tax cuts coming into the next budget as well, good ones.
Anyone with any questions, speak now. Well, since we have none, I need a motion to close the public hearing.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I'll make the motion to close the public hearing.
Support.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, item G2, adopt resolutions, continuation of a special assessment district. Mayor and council, with the public hearing now having been held, it is recommended that the attached resolutions be adopted to continue a special assessment district consisting of all the lands and premises within the municipal boundaries of the city of Harper Woods to defray the cost to continue maintenance and operation of police and fire. And I also would like to add that if anybody would like to see their property taxes with a tax cut, the tax rolls are sitting on that table. You can help yourself and look at them. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
by resolution to adopt the attached resolutions to continue the special assessment district in the city of Harper Woods.
Support.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
point of, I don't know if it's a point of order or a question. My belief is that when we originally set this up for these public hearings, we set it up for the first public hearing to take place tonight and the second public hearing to take place on the 19th. I know we want to get this done, but my understanding, and perhaps Mrs. Diwali can, explain, is that we need 2 public hearings before we can pass this. I thought that's what we had originally set up, the 5th and the 19th.
Okay, that was not my understanding, but I'm open to suggestions if you want to get this all taken care of today without violating some state regulation.
Right.
That's, Ms. Diwali?
Yeah, 2 public hearings, and I don't recall the date because I don't have that in front of me, but 2 public hearings, and this is the first public hearing.
Okay,
To my recollection. The first, we discussed it was to set the public hearings, we set the 2 public hearings, and this is the first public hearing. That's to my recollection.
okay. So we move this item
Yes,
to the next meeting.
correct.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Adoption.
recognize it.
Thank you.
So option, the new business number 2 has been moved to the next city council meeting.
Correct.
Correct. Okay.
Okay. Item G3, award of grant, financially distressed cities, villages, and townships, FDCBT, for sanitary sewer outlets. Mayor and council, attached is a letter from the state of Michigan informing us that our grant proposal has been selected. This award will cover 6 sanitary outlets. 5 of those outlets are located on Kingsville, and the other is located on Kelly Road. Approximately 735 city lines are affected. Currently, our city is involved in a settlement conference with Detroit regarding our sanitary system discharging into Detroit's sanitary system. Neither we nor Detroit seem to have a quantifiable number regarding peak and low flows that will enable the city to determine a fair charge going forward. Acceptance of this grant and completing the necessary improvements will go a long way in developing a metered flow count and fair cost for us. It is my recommendation that we accept this grant. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I'll make the resolution to adopt the attached resolution accepting the financially distressed cities, villages, and townships FDCVT grant in the amount of up to $134,700 toward reimbursement of expenditures required to implement the project entitled Public Service Enhancement through Rehabilitation of Sanitary Sewer Outlets, and further to authorize the acting city manager to sign the agreement on behalf of the city of Harper Woods.
Support.
Any discussion?
Madam Mayor?
Yes?
I noticed, I just want to get an idea of how this operates. I noticed that it says that the award will cover 6 sanitary outlets, and approximately 735 city lines are affected by whatever. So it is my understanding that these 735 city lines move into one item and then that moves into an outlet? I mean, I'm not sure about what it means, outlet.
It's actually 6,
Heather?
but Heather, why don't you
Yeah,
come up and
explain it
talk
better.
here? Yeah.
Good evening. Good evening.
You are correct, sir. There are 700, little over 700 lines that merge into 6 lines.
Right.
Those 6 lines merge into Detroit system. So what we're gonna do is line those to rehabilitate them so that we can make sure that what comes from us and the part we're responsible for is, healthy.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Heather.
Thank you.
Is there any further discussion?
Yes, Madam Mayor? It's the 6 sanitary outlets, so 5 of them are on Kingsville. Where's the last one located?
On Kelly
Kelly
Road.
On
Road.
Kelly Road.
Yeah.
I got you. Right.
Any further discussion? Okay, roll call vote, Mrs. Frank. I'm sorry.
Probably everyone on the phone thinks I'm hard to win. Okay, this is for the free grant.
Yeah. Councilwoman LaPrat,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sawicki,
Yes.
Councilman Toussaint,
Of course. Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Williams,
Yes?
Mayor Kindle,
Yes.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and that concludes the city manager's reports.
All right, then that takes us to call the audience, and you have 3 minutes. Identify yourself and speak up, please. Everybody don't have to run at one time.
Hi, my name is Margaret Nelson. I live at 20405 Fleetwood. This is just a concern. I don't know how the city, who got that grant, Contract Solutions, fixing the sidewalks. I have no idea why they fixed mine. It was only like this high. And unfortunately, it's starting to pit. But, and they broke my sprinkler head. When they did it, I contacted Rex Kern. I did not receive a response. I received a business card to email DPW. I have not received any response. I'm ready to open up my sprinkler system, so I guess I'm gonna have to pay to fix it. So, but let's go further. So I don't know how they selected certain houses to fix their sidewalks. In the past year, 2 houses on Buffet and Peerless. One on both on the north, east, and west corner. I just last Wednesday tripped. I took pictures. I'm bruised all over. Here's my elbow. You can see it. But anyways, maybe you folks would say, well, you should be looking at the sidewalk. The reason why I'm not is I am carrying spray now, and I'm looking all over the place because twice now I have been chased by stray dogs, and that's what happened, and I wiped out. And over the winter, by their driveway, they have a pothole like this big, was covered in snow. I walked into it. This ankle was like a tennis ball. A neighbor saw and offered to help. But I just don't know what we can do. You know, your little insider, how it tells, you know, people need to cut their grass. If they don't, they slap that little note on their door. You know, they should do the same thing with these sidewalks. I know the city, there's tons of sidewalks that need to be done, but maybe that will trigger some of these homeowners to do something about it and contact you folks so that it's their responsibility. I feel bad, you know, Contract Solutions can't fix them all. You know, there's probably not even enough money to do it, but that's my concern.
Could you see Heather after the meeting?
She did give me her card, and I did email
Yeah,
her, and I haven't received a response.
just see her, she'll take care of it.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you. I'm sorry, Margaret.
Jacqueline Lovrance, 20473 Buffet. I have a number of items. I appreciate your patience. One is a comment on the ADA compliancy. I'd like to make a suggestion to have wheelchair access here if you cut into the grass a little bit for the wheelchair drop-off. Another thing is I would like to see a closed caption for the people that are hard of hearing for the ADA compliancy. I do think that's a benefit, along with the live CTV. Mr. Szymanski, 3 years ago, there was a cone set out at the manhole by my yard easement, manhole number 5. The ground there is sinking. I continue to fill it with dirt. It is larger now. Am I living on liquefaction on my easement? Are there tunnels to the school? And there was a CTV redo on that property. The first section of that was in early August of 2024. There was 16 and a half hours that I jotted down for your sewer cameras. And the second round was 2 weeks later. The ladies that were out there last week told me that they lost that footage, and there was 11 hours that I documented at that period. There has been multiple times of a 3-car brigade going around my block, presidential style, about 40 miles an hour, not stopping at 3 of the intersections going around the north and south end. I would like to propose that Buffet become a one-way street, especially during this construction and the new 71 units that are being built. Again, nobody is stopping at the stop signs on my street. I'm screaming at them. I'm perturbed. I want some justice here. I want to see some people get ticketed. They're not stopping. And Madam Mayor, I understand that you're going to be visiting Milwaukee. Is that the same Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where the district judge led the illegal immigrant out the back door? I understand your visit is mid-May. And I think that'll do it. Thank you. Oh, actually, there's not. I had to file 2 police reports last week, April 25th and yesterday. 16, 17-year-old was behind my yard on the easement. He went out and urinated. Your grouping of your Michigan sealant, I also filed a police report, and caught on camera was already submitted to the police department. One of the crew members urinated in the middle of the street. This is America. This is not a third world country. I'm standing up for the city, and I want the stop signs to be ticketed, and I want these people to be on a sexual predator list for indecent exposure. That's why I filed the reports. I'm not a bad person. I don't want to lose my country.
Sorry to take so long. Tony Wagner, resident of Washtenaw. This wasn't something I was anticipating speaking to, but I was listening to a presentation by Attorney George Conway last night about the Milwaukee judge incident. And what actually happened is the judge was escorting that one individual through the jury room, then to the regular hallway where the ICE people were waiting, the ICE officers were waiting. So there was no intent to deceive or sneak someone out of building or whatever. There's like multiple passageways in the building, and they just took a shortcut through the jury room to get to the main hallway. And also part of the issue is the ICE agents did not have a judicial warrant to arrest anybody. They had an administrative warrant, which is not the same thing as a court order. Other point I was going to make, it's kind of late in the game. Scoutmaster from Troop 273 was just at my house earlier. They are doing a flower sale. It's kind of late in the game because they're basically closing it down tonight. But if someone was really, really eager to get some hanging baskets or flower plants, I could give the name and number. Maybe you could squeeze your order in tonight. Otherwise, I just thought I'd mention it. Thank you.
Thank you. I see no one else moving. Is there anyone else that needs to speak? All right, then, we'll call the council. Let's see, I think I started last week with her, so it's your turn this time.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Just want to say a happy Cinco de Mayo, because today is Cinco de Mayo. And also happy Mother's Day, because that will be coming up soon. And that's about it.
All right.
I want to say thank you to everyone that came out for the Beautification Commission cleanup. All members of the Beautification Commission were there. Several city employees, including Parks and Rec, DPW, our city manager. Many of us that are sitting up here were there, and I think it was about the largest number I've seen in a few years, in quite a few years, that people were here to do a cleanup, and it's much appreciated. The next event coming up quickly is on the 17th is the plant exchange over at Salter Park, and there's some raffle prizes. It's a great way to fulfill your garden. Bring something that you don't, dig up a couple things and then come and get some other things. And word on the street is there's going to be someone there to speak about rain barrels. So I would suggest everybody come on out and exchange your plants and meet your neighbors.
Okay.
I want to piggyback on what Mrs. LaPratte had just mentioned about the plant exchange. What you need to do is bring any of your perennials. It's for plants that come up year after year that are not weeds. We're all dealing with that right now. And it is a fun way of getting some new plants into your garden. And the rain barrel idea is wonderful. I know I've got a rain barrel in my backyard to keep, nice soft water for our plants year round. I also use snow in the winter for my house plants. But I think it sounds like a wonderful opportunity to get more information. I also want to suggest that people should look at what's going on at the library, because there are some wonderful programs that are taking place right now, and programs that are going to be coming up. And so take a look at what our library is offering, and encourage your teens to get involved over there. There's some great teenage programs. And I know I take my 2.5-year-old grandson in on Thursdays for reading for toddlers at the library, and they always have a lot of fun. They don't sit very well, but they do have a good time. And so I encourage you to get involved with the programs that are going on there. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Just recently they had the mayor's breakfast over at the Grosse Pointe Yacht Club. Unfortunately, I was able to attend for the last 3 years. It's a wonderful way to recognize all the mayors from the points as well as Harper Woods. It was a wonderful breakfast. I was also invited to a program that's going on, I think it's mostly sponsored by the Family Center. And it's called Join or Die, well, community meeting I went to. And what it is they're really got a little promotion going around to kind of encourage people to join organizations or join groups that are around town. So there is a film out called Join and Die that you can see on Netflix or some other group. It's not free available yet, but they will be having showings at the War Memorial, maybe at Wayne County Community, and maybe at the Woods. And we're trying to encourage people to go look at those or look at it on Netflix, because to kind of encourage people to join groups and organizations. I think it's a great idea. Wish they had one to make people come to the programs that we offer. That would even be a better incentive, but I'll get more information on it as it goes. This coming week is going to be the breakfast also at the Yacht Club for our officers. And will we have an officer this year? Fantastic.
Wonderful.
The honor, yes. Good, I look forward to being there for that.
Okay, thank you. I think it's all been said, but happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there.
Is that it, Cheryl?
Yep.
Well,
I'm gonna keep it light tonight.
I'm very thankful for our city manager making things happen where we are, and the financial team, that we are able to do a reduction. It's taken some ingenuity. Instead of an increase, we've done a reduction, and I think that's commendable, and I thank our financial team for making it happen. Thank you much. And with that, I say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers and fathers that single parents that step in. We appreciate you all, and I thank you guys for all attending and being a part of this body. We can only do it with all your help, and I thank you much. All right, with that, I need a motion to adjourn.
Madam
And
Mayor?
Mr. Jennings is not here.
Madam Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting this evening.
Support.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried, and we are now adjourned.